Hey everybody, it's me, Marquita. Today is the 3rd of July, 2025. It's 1:13 p.m. I was doing this video because I had either a dream from God, or take it as a sign, and I hope it's a good sign. Like, I don't know about it, and I hope that it wasn't evil, because of, okay, I had this dream. I was talking to somebody. If y'all remember yesterday, y'all probably didn't listen to the video, yesterday's video, but like, my body hurts, and I feel like that I am dying. Like, I'm afraid to go to the doctor, not because I'm afraid of doctors, really, because I'm afraid that something might be wrong. I'm afraid to go to the doctor because I don't want to go there and then they know something's wrong, but they're like, yeah, either we can tell you, and you don't have the money, and insurance is not going to cover it, so you would just know that there's nothing you can do about it, or they will find out something's wrong, not tell me, because they know I can't do anything about it. So that's why I say how that feels. Like, I feel it. I feel like something's wrong. But it's either I can't do anything about it, so they're not going to tell me, or they're going to tell me, I still can't do anything about it. But the dream I had last night, which, if I remember to get back around to it, I'll tell you about my very last final tap, which was February 2016. I have talked about it multiple times, but I'll try to get back around to it because it kind of has something to do with this. Anyhow, okay, so my dream last night. I remember, like, I don't remember all of it. I guess I'll just say what all I remember, and it might just be broken bits and pieces, so it might not make sense. I remember talking to somebody, but it was like, I was talking to, okay, y'all seen, I guess, the TikTok videos of people like making like TikTok shorts, or the things talking about something. And I watched them last night, and maybe that's why I had this specific dream. Like I said, my last final tap kind of goes with it, and maybe that's why I had the dream. But it was like at TikTok, like when they like yesterday I was watching MAGA and like that ain't what we voted for when the big ugly bill got passed or was getting voted on or whatever. I was watching Belinda Crowder, Belinda. It might be Grace, it might be Uganda. I think Belinda, South Africa, or Kenya. I'm sorry, but like if y'all know who I'm talking about, I really don't remember where she's from. I think Gracie, she's another one. I think she is Uganda Penguin or something like that. I think that's Gracie. But anyways, but I was watching Belinda and it was this man and he was talking about two sons. And I was like, oh my gosh, not again. And like this is like in real life. And so that's why I think I had this one dream. So it was like I was talking like to somebody as if I was on like FaceTime with that person. But it was like that type of video where they're like, oh, you know, people say that Jesus wasn't nailed to the cross. And I was like, and me watching a video of somebody saying it, but then I answered as if like me and that person was having like a live conversation. And I said, yeah, that's true. He wasn't nailed to the cross. And I was like, I mean, the Bible says he was hung on the cross. And I think what it was is I watched this one girl and like she broke down the book of am I saying it right? She's another girl that I watch in these things, and she's talking about one of the books that are not in the Bible and how you know, like the graphic back then and the like she was talking about like the bloodline and how the like the fallen angels started having babies with the humans and it turned into giants. That's how we got David and Goliath. And then they, you know, when they had a baby with humans, like their babies were like giant, and then their skin started getting lighter because they couldn't handle or they left and they couldn't handle the sun and went to the Caucasus Mountains, and that's how the word Caucasia was from Caucasus Mountains. But anyway, it all derived from Africa, and how they were saying, like, in made sense in the fact of it was like he was hung on the cross, and that woman was like, yeah, he was hung on the cross, not nailed to the cross. And so I think that's why that popped in my head last night. But here's where it was weird in my dream. Like, whoever I was telling them that specific story. And I was like, yeah, he wasn't nailed to the cross. He was hung on the cross. And I was like, here, let me just show you. And it was weird because I got up, like I said, I was on FaceTime, but like when that person said that, I was watching like a video, but like I was answering them as if they can hear me. And I remember going outside and it was like this tree, and like it was the tallest tree I've ever seen. And it was like, the only way I can explain it is, if it was like a big redwood, not red, it was a big old tree. But, excuse me, like if you laid it flat, it probably would have been like 2 rainbows long before you got to the first branch. So it was like a big, tall bark. And then when you get up it is like it was so tall that you would have had to get maybe 2 ladders, like they put together, to put against the tree and crawl up before you get to the first branch. Like that's how tall the bark was, or the trunk of the tree, before you got to the first limb. And I remember looking up, and I remember saying, okay, do you see that sign? And the person I was talking to was like, yeah. I was like, okay, now do you see that peg? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, that's where they hung them from. And they were like, what? From a peg. But it wasn't like a peg. It was like something. It was like a sign on the tree, and there was like something up under that sign. But it was like, it looked like a peg. And they was like, okay, well, I don't understand how his arms reached out that way if that's just one peg. I said, oh, they didn't hang him by his arms. He was never nailed to the cross. And I was like, they hung him upside down and beat him until he died. They hung him by his feet. And I don't, never in my life have I heard, because when that girl was talking about it, like in real life, she was saying that they hung him by the neck on the cross. And I remember telling that person, like, I mean, think about it. If you put a nail in your wrist, you will be hitting bones and things and all that. Yeah, you will not be able, your wrist and your ankles, and like it depends on what version you see of God. Some of the nails is in his hands, which still means the nails will still have to go through at least a nail that is thick as a railroad railroad thing. If that's what they use, it will break bones because it's thick. And so if that goes through your hand, it's going to break a bone. And then I have heard other renditions of, no, it wasn't his hand, it was his wrist. Same difference. Okay, then I heard it was through the top of his feet, the bones in your feet. Oh no, it was through his ankles. You have bones in your ankles. Either way, it would have to go through bones. All that I ever heard about God, about Jesus, is that he never broke a bone. They didn't say he never broke a bone until he got nailed to the cross. I never heard that rendition. But it just scared me because it's like, why would my dream tell me? Yeah, he was hung on the cross, but he wasn't hung by his neck, he was hung by his feet. Upside down. And then that's how they beat him, and that's how he died. I've never, in the whole 41 years, almost 42 years of life, ever heard that he was hung by his feet and beaten. I don't know where that came from, and that's scary. And I hope, like, and then there was like another part after I told that story. I went to this one, I don't even know whose apartment it was. Like, I know that apartment, but it was weird because it was like, and it was just super odd because I was standing in the door and I was saying something, and then all of a sudden, if y'all seen American Horror Stories, The Coven, American Horror Stories, it was the one with, no, it was, with the French Quarters, the Louisiana, American Horror Stories. Was it? It might have been Coven, because in there, Angela Bassett was like an old voodoo queen, and then Madame Laurie was the white woman that, or it was Kathy Bates, and the woman that killed, like the baby of one of her slaves, and then her and her daughters was like hers, and I think it was Coven, because I think that house turned into the new witch's house, and basically Kathy Bates' character, Madame Laurie, was like cursed to live because, and this is what I'm getting to, because she was doing like weird experiments on her slaves that and it was one of the guys that cut off the head of a bull, and she put it on his head. But anyways, it was him. Like, I was looking through the screen, like the screen door, some somebody's apartment. And I remember he was at the back door. And he had a white and black, like, crochet blanket around him. And he turned around, and I remember looking at him, and I said, he was really on the other side of the house. And I remember looking at him and saying, you can't hurt me because of the cover, or because I'm covered, or something like that. And he says, so am I. He ran. And I remember, like, I took, like, 2 steps back. Like, I was on the porch. And I remember, because, like, he ran at full force. And I remember I took 2 steps back, and I remember he tackled me. But then, like, we all started laughing. Because it was, like, really funny. And, like, I wasn't, like, and I was, like, cracking up laughing. And I remember saying to him, I remember looking over, and I remember me laughing, and I remember me saying, or I was talking to my mom, and I was like, Mom, I was like, we're so silly. I was like, this is, and like I heard her, yeah, y'all were just so crazy. But like he was still like, but we were all like I wasn't hurt. Like he didn't like attack me. It was just like he ran full force to me. Like he ran, and like he was at the back door and he ran, and like I was at the front door. And like he ran out the door, and I remember him tackling me to the ground because we were all laughing. But I'll bring you back to the spinal tap of 2016. Okay, so I have told this story multiple times. I'll just say the clip notes. I got double brain surgery July the 1st, 2015, and February of 2016 was the last time I had my spinal tap. And that was because it almost killed me. And I remember laying in bed for like a couple of days. And eventually I didn't eat. I wasn't drinking anything. And I remember I got out of bed. And I sit, and like that whole day I was dreaming I was in Harry Potter. And I got up just randomly. Haven't been out of bed for a couple of days. And Gary asked, did you eat your cream of chicken soup? And I said, no, I'm not hungry. And he said, Keita, you gotta eat. I said, I know, I'm not hungry. So then I sit down, and he was watching PBS. And we watched this one movie. And it was, I don't know when it took place. But it was like this girl wrote under a surname because she was a author or a writer. I think it's author. Sorry. She was a writer, and she had to write up under a name pseudonym so that people would buy her books. And it was her, and she had a sister, and she had a brother, and then, you know, the mom and dad. And so, I don't know if the mom died or what, but the older sister started taking care of the dad, and then like the brother was like an alcoholic, and like really, really bad on drugs or something like that. What? What do you mean what's up? It's black and I can't get it off. Well, let me see. Turn it sideways. Here, go to the...
Looks like under our back to me. I don't know what it is. I can't figure it out.
Daddy might have to go ask Daddy to look at it and look up lupus. Because if it's the butterfly thing, we need to get you tested for lupus.
What's lupus?
It's an immune disease. So our older sister took care of the family. And, what do you say?
That's it. I'm trying to look up and see what happens.
Okay. I hope that's all it is. If not, you got sunburn on your face. Either one of the three. I remember when baby man number 1, when he was like 2. He might even have been still not even 2. And he used to love going outside. And that poor little baby, he got sunburn on his little cheek. My little Bonty Monty. That's not his name anymore. Like, he legally that's not his name anymore. That's one of the reasons why I said. Like, his first name is legally, still the same. But his middle name is not. And Bonty Monty was from his middle name. His middle name was not Monty or Vonty either. It was Devontae. It's not Devontae anymore. But that's what I call him, my little Vonty Monty. And then baby man number 2, I used to call her Chunky Monkey. She was so chunky. But, so. Hi, Biscuit Head. Hi, Man. Buddy. Butterbean. Hi, Buddy. Buddy, come and give me a cup. I love that little man. I love my little fat man. You come and give me a kisser. But anyway, in that book, like, the brother ends up dying and he gives the sister tuberculosis because he, like, coughs in her face, the older sister. But the younger sister was, she was the writer. And she was pretty famous. But, so what's that have to do with, it was, as kids, her, the older sister, and so the younger, so it was the 3 kids, the 2 sisters and the brother. When they were like kids, it was like they were in a field, and the field had 3 sons, or 3 sons or 3 moons, and like that whole town, like the town that was taking place was like Harry Potter. It was like what would have been like Dagon Valley was like where the brother went it was like drinking alcohol, drinking and partying. Hi, my Butterman. Butterbean man. Give me cash. Give me cash. I love my little man. I love him. I love him.
When he watched the dog, I keep seeing like dots where it was. Like little.
What Daddy? Buddy.
No!
Oh, well, it's a pen. I thought he was chewing on the cord. Buddy, where's your toothpaste? Where's the toothpaste for Bisque? I don't want to be your butt. Hi, my man. Please don't chew on the computer. This is all that I have left, buddy. Butterman. Butterbean. Butters. Can I have a kiss? Yes. Okay. Let me touch. Yeah, my little fat man. He's a itsy bitsy poopy weesy itty bitty biscuit man. He's the biscuit man. Buddy, please don't join the call. Hi. Yes. Do you want a chest? Do you want to lay on my chest? I miss the biscuit cuddles. My man. That's who him is. Him is my man. Him is my man. My tiny little man. Come here. I love him. You've got pain on your... Oh, that's not pain. Take that. Surely. I see your toes. Oh, you really? You don't want me to touch your toes? I love my little sir. Him is the best thing that's ever happened. Him is the most handsome man in the world. Him is the man. Him is the man. Him is my little biscuit. My little biscuit man. Him is my little biscuit man. My man. Biscuit. Mimi. But they were like in the they were in the field, and it was like 3 suns and 3 moons, and I remember like watching that, and I said, that's so weird, because I was dreaming that I was in Harry Potter all day. I was like, maybe I'm dead. And Gary was like, well, we'll go to the doctor. Or, it was something that I said that, like, because I guess he realized, okay, you haven't ate anything, you haven't drunk anything, we need to go to the ER. Went to the ER. It was a good thing, because my kidneys were already shut down, and obviously I didn't die, or maybe I did die, and I don't know that I died. Anyhow, that brought up, what made me bring that up was because I was watching Belinda, and this man was talking about 2 sons, and I said, not again. But literally, I seen that after I said last night that I felt like I was dying. And then I seen the 2 sons. And then that weird dream last night, which could have been brought on by me feeling like I was dying, and it could have been brought on by me seeing that video of the two sons. Did I take everything as a sign? I just don't know how to interpret that sign.